that's something that can have potential add-on penalties at the end of the race. Let's look at the racetrack quickly as they go around. Well, sector 1's gone, sector 2 are almost complete, 14 turns. The key to this racetrack is fundamentally it's a circuit for motorcycles, so all the entry curves and all the exit curves are virtually flat, and that's open to track limit abuse, and there's been a lot of drivers have been penalised, at times removed from qualifying this morning as a consequence of this track limit abuse. So that's something that can have
Green light, go, go, go.
Quite a bit for it. I mean, it's obviously also the new car since this year, so we had to figure out a bit how to work with it and how to get it fast. The Mercedes have been very strong all season. It's been not easy to beat them, but we learned, and I think.
Forward apologies to anybody who's Spanish. Hola a todos y bienvenidos en Valencia per Off-Pace Motorsports World Tour GT3 23. Yeah, hi, and welcome to Valencia. It's me, Kristian Kott, and I've got with me here today Alex Robinson.
Hello. Hola.
let's
Very
just
much Spanish.
let's just start off strong and offend everybody who's Spanish. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes. Well, we've had 2 weeks off, and I'm looking forward to this race at Valencia.
Yeah, so am I. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu from our Tuesday night. That was also at Valencia. So we totally know the track and like all the ins and outs of where the overtaking spots are, right?
We do know that there's big potential for a big smash into corner 1 on lap 1.
Yeah, that's the one. It's a fast left-hander, that one, and the runoff on the outside of that, we've figured out where that runoff ends, by the way.
Yeah.
But that big runoff is very tempting for all the drivers to just sort of like barrel into.
It is indeed. What has happened? Oh, Sam. Okay, right. I was about to ask what's happened to Sam McCarthy, but the shots are very long on this track.
Yeah.
As is that corner. A very long left-hander into a sharp final corner onto the main straight. We had some really good racing here the other night. I'm looking forward to racing here again because there's a lot of twists and turns and goings on.
Yeah, we've figured out that it's quite a technical track, actually. It requires a lot of downforce, and that usually tends to play quite favourably for some of the mid-engined cars. So we're going to see if that's going to be the case here today. I imagine there's going to be Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris at the top of the field, because that's, well, what people are driving the most of these days.
Yes, although I spied a BMW and a Mercedes, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Oh, an Audi, a rare Audi.
A rare Audi.
A rare Audi, that is lovely to see.
Yeah, there's a nice, there's a McLaren here in the pits as well. And I believe that is last week's winner, Mathieu Bernat, in that McLaren.
Well, I think we've talked before on these commentaries. So the new McLaren Evo is out and it's getting great success.
Very fast car.
Strong, yeah, very strong at this track as far as we can be led to believe.
Yeah, from the sort of sample of one that we have, right?
Very strong sample.
Yeah, very strong sample.
And, you know, talking of Mate, it'd be good to go through the standings for the GT3 World Tour 23 of Off-Pace Motorsports.
Excellent segue there, Alex.
Yeah. Try and get them in somewhere. So, leading in the pro class, Mathieu Bernat, as my dog thunders up the stairs and into the room. Tom Davison takes second, and Hakan Roholt is currently in third. In the silvers, Andrea Finetto. Sam McCarthy takes second, and Chris White is in third. And then finally, in the amateur class, Anders Dalbach of Denmark is in first, Josh Wicks from the UK, and Adam Sawyer from the UK. It takes third. Those are our top 3 standings in each class. Back to the studio.
Back to the studio with Ted in the pit lane. I'm midway through a snack as well, so this is not going to be...
Oh, bad segue.
Yeah, bad segue. I don't think this happens on the real, like, professional motorsports broadcasts, does it?
Well, they're standing right next to each other on the more professional broadcast, aren't they? So they can actually see that he's stuffed himself face with a sandwich before he finished his speaking.
Also, they probably just don't stuff their face in with a sandwich in the middle of a live broadcast, do they? So
yeah, very true, very true. I fully expect, though, that they, if they did, they would 100% hand off in the middle of chewing.
Yeah.
Just to prank each other. No,
Definitely.
those guys. Particularly the Channel 4 guys.
Yeah.
Formula 1.
Absolutely.
But they get paid, so...
This is true. This is true. We get paid, just not for this.
Yeah. Wait, you get paid?
Yeah, job. And that's about it. Right, the free practice has just finished, and we're going to be rolling over into a 20-minute qualifying session. And I think, if I remember correctly from last time, it's a lovely free-for-all. So it's going to be all the cars on the track battling for, you know, a piece of clear track, because we've so far got 24 drivers in the server today, ready to make battle.
It's going to be... but it's going to be great.
It will be. It will be great. And I'm really looking forward to seeing people really attacking the track limits out there on that final corner that we've just seen Alex Nunes drive through. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see if we're going to have any grief from that final corner, because it's quite a tricky downhill braking zone through a curve. Really easy to miss that apex.
You have to transition from moderating your throttle to suddenly having to deal with the great barrage of, hey, you want to slow down, you want to turn left tighter, and you're going downhill.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, step one is brake, I suppose, and then we're gonna increase the cornering. But yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a really, really difficult corner to get right. And...
Oh, I don't know if you caught that, but an Audi just bounced off a wall on the exit to the pit lane.
Oh! I did not quite catch that, unfortunately, but... Interesting.
Oh, well. Yeah. So as they make their way out onto the track, and we go to the helicam and listen to rotors turning.
Yeah, let's go to a different camera.
Do you like the sound of chopper? Not the motorcycle kind.
I mean, sometimes it's not a bad sound. Something like a Chinook makes a great sound, so...
Yes. Yeah, I saw one of them the other day. I was on a train, and it was going through a valley. It was very nice to see.
Nice, nice.
I was honestly surprised they didn't hear it first.
Yeah, that is a bit surprising, especially in a valley. That's gonna be an echo chamber for the rotor.
Anyway, we're here to talk about cars.
Are we?
Welcome to Off-Pace Motorsports. Commentators talk about helicopters.
Yeah, welcome to Off-Pace Motorsports and off-topic commentary.
Yes, obviously we are just filling for time as all our drivers make their way on their out laps. There's not much to talk about, but M. Barnett looks like he's about to start. Oh, Sam McCarthy.
Sam McCarthy is the first one across the line, leading the field. He's going to be doing his lap first. We're going to see just how wide he's going to dare run on the green stuff.
Yes, at this track you've got to make use of the green stuff. The stewards have decided that does count as track, as Sam demonstrates so aptly.
Yeah, absolutely. That right there, all four wheels behind the white line. However, it still counts as a valid lap, so make of that what you will.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I think once again demonstrates.
Yeah, really, really pushing the track limits at this track. This is another one of those really tricky downhill braking zones that you have to nail, otherwise you're going off into... well, into Neverland really there, because... the
Greater Spain.
Yeah, Greater Spain. Bump on the outside of that corner, or more like on the sort of start of the apex of the next one. Really tricky as well.
As he comes in on that final turn and pushes to the line, we'll see what time he gets.
It's going to be somewhere in the 1 minute 30s. It is a 1 minute 32.9. That's a great benchmark lap to start with. And he's just been pipped by David Carter with a 132.3.
Well, if there's any consolation, he was on pole for a very brief period.
Yeah, for a couple of seconds, yeah.
I
Always.
feel like we need to do that more on our first lap qualifying. We need to declare immediately that they've got pole.
And he's got pole. He's got professional pole.
Right, who are we seeing now? Number one.
Number one. Number one.
David Carter.
David Carter.
Well, he's in pole. He's number 25.
P1. He's in
Hailing
pole.
Yes, hailing from the USA in his Beamer.
Yeah, it's a. There is no American GT3 car racing around
No.
the world now, is there?
No, there's a Chevy in GT4.
Yeah. This is true.
Oh, he gets a
Tasty little bit of sausage right there. Just a little nibble.
Tasty sausage. Tasty American sausage.
Sausage. Sausage.
And now we've offended the Americans. But he comes across the line, improving his lap. He's going to be in the 131 with a 131.9 into P2. Is it any surprise that Mathieu Bernat is at the top of the field to us?
Well, he won the last race. We've seen the McLaren be good at this track before, and he's leading the season. So no.
Yeah, not really.
Oh, but Alex
He's
Nunes.
he's just been pipped by Alex Nunes, hasn't he? Yeah.
He has in the Mercedes. Is that how the Spanish say Mercedes? Mercedes?
I wouldn't know, to
Mercedes.
be honest. Mercedes.
No,
We're
that
just
doesn't
getting
sound
worse.
right.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe,
No.
maybe one of these drivers will go back into the chat, and then pull us in and be like, "No, you insensitive pricks."
Stop ruining my country.
Yeah.
Just quickly looking through the driver list. Is anyone from Spain in the driver race today? No.
No, not at all.
No. There's one Portuguese guy, which I do understand is not Spain. Before you jump down my throat. That's about as close as we get.
Oh, it's not like we've made the exact same mistake earlier in the week, have we?
No.
He's from Spain, right? Driving around with a gigantic Portuguese flag on the top of his car.
It's Spain, right?
Yeah. There was a
Iberian Peninsula. Yeah.
there was a pink Lamborghini getting very out of shape out of the final corner in the background of that shot there.
Yeah, and getting back on the standings, Hakan Roholt has taken provisional pole away from Yves Barnett in the Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Lambo. So, yeah, it's a real battle for the front. He's up by 1.5 tenths. That was a really weird way of saying that. And then Alex Nunes is 2.26 of a second above the leader as well.
Yeah, we've got a new driver in the at the top of the standings. Well, not quite top of the standings, but Imre Horvath has made it to P2 with less than a tenth to find to get himself P1.
Yes, but Matej Bana is about to take his pole back, which he does so.
Nice, good job. This might be a real tight battle here.
Yeah. Now we see Hakan and Imre have pitted. They're going in for fresh tyres and a slightly topped up fuel tank, because we both know that they're running with the minimum fuel required.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Kurowski here just took a provisional pole for the silver class, improving his lap time by about 3/10 of a lap.
I mean, I'm having a rough weekend anyway, in general.
Yes, so good for him. We'll see if he's out.
Yeah. Matt Leyland's just gotten quite a big improvement, and however stays in 20th there.
And as we're talking about who's got provisional, it was just good to mention Dave White's taken provisional pole in the AM or bronze class.
Yeah. And across the line for another attempt he comes. That last lap was not faster than his best. He runs it nice and wide there as well.
Yeah, Dave, of course, no stranger to the caster curse. If you're not familiar with the idea of the caster curse, well, you should be. It's the idea that we watch a driver when they're driving really well and instantly they bin it.
Yep. It happens surprisingly often, I'd say. Like, I think we watch people drive and they typically don't really make many mistakes, and then suddenly we are looking at them and it just goes pear-shaped.
Yeah, it's like some kind of Schrodinger's driver, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
They don't pick a state until you watch them, and then it's normally bad. I don't know if that quite works.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not quite sure. Chris right here.
Anyway.
Onto a lap, he's just tried to get a little bit of slipstream and up into 6th. That's not a bad first lap for him at all.
Yeah, it's a great lap to get in on the first valid lap is up into 6th. I think perhaps he just needs to show his ability to do that consistently.
Yes. Hakan getting out of his way as he's improving his lap time. That shot there, the way the cars move through that left-hander and into the braking zone, it just looks so good.
It does. They've really set up some good camera shots for this track that they've just introduced.
Absolutely. Sometimes some of the tracks have some lacking camera shots where you're sort of staring at a pole for half of the shot. It's like, oh, okay.
You really have to be put there, and with a lead of like 2 seconds till the car comes past.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a whole lot of green deltas. That being said, Chris White, who we just mentioned doing things consistently, is on 0.2 of a second up as he mangles some sausage. Hakan Rojo behind him just goes full deep into the corner. But here he comes, around the final corner. Will he keep this lap up? He's currently up 0.25 of a second. He's going to reach the line. And he goes into 4th.
Nice little bit of an improvement. His actually his sector 1 is the fastest on the server as well, so
that's too much track. Or is it?
It isn't. No.
How is that not too much track?
I have absolutely no idea. Maybe we can watch it again. Just how far you can go.
Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Boom. Yeah.
It's not even on 4 wheels on the green.
No. I genuinely think that the only thing that you have to do in that corner to keep it valid is keep 2 wheels on the green surface there.
Which is mad.
Which is mental, considering this is meant to be like the whole, like, oh, track limits and.
Why don't they just make the tarmac like 2 meters wider and move the curbs out at this point? Is it to punish motorcyclists?
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps. Christopher Kling here from Chris is Faster Than You. That's a good team name. Half a second of improvement on his best, just coming through into the 3rd sector here.
Well, will we see if Chris is faster than Chris?
Yeah, well, one of them is.
Yeah, one Chris is faster than Chris. As he comes in, sweeping into that brake zone. Nice and tight up the inside. Super wide on the exit.
Yeah, but keeping it valid and up to the line. 19th to 14th. that gets him a lot closer to the fight in the pro class as well, which is going to be very important for his race later.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the list now. Ballas Fair? I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know what to do with that age. My mouth doesn't work that way. He's up 0.4 of a second. What am I saying? 0.4 seconds, 0.5 as he comes around the final corner. Quite wide, but he's still going to gain 4/10 as he comes across the line. He's currently in 12th. He's going to go into 7th.
Nice, that's a really good big move. He's going to be happy with that.
Yes, but I think David Carter's about to knock him down at least a place.
Yeah, knocked him down one place and knocked another driver, Daniel Kurowski, who's just crossing the line, down another place.
It's fantastic pink Lambo. Team Iron Lynx.
This is it. This is it. This is the pole lap for Hakan Roholt. Is it? It's tight. It is.
5 thousandths.
5 thousandths. Yes, that's the one. 500ths of a second.
I can do the numbers.
They are in the 131s and very deep into the 131s.
We've got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes 50. Do you think we'll see a driver manage to push into the 130s?
Ooh, I would love to see that. I'm not sure. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, talking of, look at Alex Nunes. If he keeps this up for the rest of the lap, ladies and gentlemen, he's down 1.8 seconds. His current best is 131.5. If he 2 seconds. What on earth is going on?
Is this?
If he keeps this up, he'll be into the 129s.
ACC, are you okay? What's going on?
It's 3 seconds up. This is unbelievable. This man's just turned on the grip.
Griphacks.exe? No, I genuinely think there might be a mistake.
No way. What's going on with this timer?
I mean, it wasn't a slow lap, but...
Okay, it must have been the Delta, because that was nuts.
That was nuts, yeah. What was that? 131 and 9, but the Delta was telling us that it was 4.5 seconds quicker. Alright.
It was quite literally unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was very excited then. I want to know what on earth he was doing.
Yeah.
Because to be 4 seconds up off Matej and Hakan would have been really quite impressive.
Absolutely.
Oh, Hakon's got a little green Delta. Just a little one.
Just a little one. A big green Delta here for Anders Dahlbach, though. 1.2 seconds. He stays in last, but moves himself a lot closer to ND8 here.
Well, he's shown he can get the pace.
Yes, absolutely. So it's good for him as well to be able to get that pace and be close to the driver in front of him for the race itself as well.
Yes, and we see the field starting to just set their times. I think there's one driver left, Natan Miziak, who's up 0.2 of a second. I think possibly Matej Barnett and Chris White have thrown in the towel because they're currently sitting in the pits. So I don't think there's enough time for them to get round and set a lap again.
No, they would have to do something ridiculous on the outlap to get all the way around. Natan Miziak there improving his lap, but not his position.
No, he went from 12th to 8th.
Did he? Okay, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, he definitely improved his position.
Okay. I'm just stupid.
I think Henrik Nord, though, of Jebsi Bebsi Racing Team, That's a great name.
Don't forget
That is
the
a
Pepsi.
great name. Jebsy Pepsi Racing Team. He's up to 0.1. He might be going into the red as soon as I stop talking. He's holding it green. It's going back into the more green, but not enough. Sorry, Henrik.
Yeah, this is all our fault.
Not my fault. Just quick, Alex Nunes. Let's ruin his lap.
Yeah. Now, this delta looks a bit more believable than the last one.
It's still very good.
It
Put him in
is.
provisional pole. 0.5 of a second up. He's currently in 4th position. He's coming around the final corner.
Nails the apex.
Yes.
Go on. 0.67 seconds up. Could he get into the 1/3? Oh, that's
What's
not
wrong with this
right.
delta?
Alex, your delta's wrong. Your delta's broken. Can you get Team Mercedes to look at it?
Yeah, we need to have a look at the transponder in that car, because that definitely was not right again.
Yeah, someone's screwed that up.
Yeah.
You got any team members of former Ferrari F1?
Yeah.
We are checking.
We are checking.
Let's see. Chase Goodall of R.I.P. Dale Earnhardt. Never disagree with that.
Yeah.
He's up 0.2 of a second. He's currently in 23rd. And I hate to say it, but he needs to hit maybe a second up before improving positions. It really doesn't feel good to say.
No. I mean, the time is there. The time is on the track, but question is whether it is in the car.
Yeah, and ND8, yeah, it takes 23rd from him. So he might just get it back now if he completes this lap with delta of over 0.4 in the green. It looks like he might. He goes up to 0.7. Ooh, bit of a slide.
Yeah, and he went very wide, but just managed to keep it valid and across the line. 23rd.
And that ends qualifying. So, Hakan Rojo takes first. Matej Bernat in third. And Matej Bernat in second. Alex Nunes in third.
And then for the silver class, it is Chris Wright in taking a provisional pole. That was a great lap from him, actually. He's all the way up in 4th position, really quick, and he's going to be quite far away from P2, Daniel Kurowski, and then followed by Nathan Mishak in the silver class. And in the AM class, it's just 4 drivers, but out of those 4, Dave White the quickest, Joe Wicks second, and ND8 third.
Well, that was a really good qualifying. It was nice back and forth in positions. I wasn't quite sure exactly who was going to take pole from the off.
Yeah, but, you know, I think we're sort of where we expected with it, with Hakan Roholt taking the pole position in sort of the dying minutes of the qualifying. Matej Bernat also very close to him. I think the difference there was, what, 5 hundredths of a second? And then Alex Nunes just not quite quick enough to take the front row today.
Yeah, and I have to say, we've all know that Hakan Roholt has done at least 55 minutes of racing on this very track, in this very car, not even 7 days ago.
Yeah.
So, I fully expect him to drive very well around this race.
He does not have the excuse of, I haven't practiced this week.
No, certainly not. Although, I don't think he's ever tried to pull that one.
No.
Has he?
No, I don't think so.
Right, 1 minute to go. Honestly, I think it's a bit of a coin flip for me. I'm not entirely sure who's going to take this. It could well be Matej Bernat in the McLaren, but We've got to watch out for Alex Nunes. He could well be showing a delta of -1 while taking the
Yeah.
while stuck behind the person in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see if that issue resolves itself, but we're going to have 25 cars on the track just making their way around the formation lap to start with.
Yes. Just watch out for Alex Nunes. If he gets up to 88 miles an hour and disappears in a flash and leaves behind a trailing red tyre marks, we know that he has fitted his car out with time travel technology.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
It would be very impressive, but that's not racing.
Yeah. To be fair, if that happens in real life, then you start wondering about, time travel technology, all that fun kind of stuff. If it happens in an online race, you start thinking, oh, his internet's given up.
Yeah, if a car just drives straight for no reason and then disappears, yeah, you do think, oh, his internet's gone. Who's that sitting there?
It's Mate Bernard, for whatever reason. I wonder whether he was trying to do a practice start, but considering there's a rolling start procedure, I'm not sure quite what that accomplishes.
A bit late to be practicing starts in the actual start, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, honestly,
doing your homework in the classroom.
Been there, done that, my friend. Been there, done that.
Yeah, I know, I've done that too, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
obvious what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm also wondering whether it was a bit of a tyre warming strategy. To get a bit more pace.
Very novel strategy, sitting still.
Yeah, but then you do sit still for a while, but then your tyres are already quite cold and quite close to the average outside temperature. So I wonder whether he was just waiting a little bit and then putting a bit more energy into them closer to the actual race start.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see, of course. They do a full formation lap here at Off-Pace Motorsports, which is really quite interesting to watch. Not something we get to see very often. A lot of leagues decide to go with a shortened lap, something about it being easier. Oh, what's happened to Josh?
Josh Wicks. I'm not 100% sure, but that's really going to favour Dave White, because all of his class competitors are going to be fighting for position with the silver class drivers as well. So,
Yeah, and we see they've now doubled up. They're in 2 lines as they come up to the final corner, with Hakon leading for the rolling start. Take it away, Kiki.
yeah, and it's 70 k's an hour going down to the line. Hakon Roholt leading the field. Next to him is Mathieu Bernat. It's going to be a big fight into that first corner. It kind of looks like Mathieu is actually ahead of Hakon there.
Very cheeky.
Yeah, very cheeky. And it's green light and away we go. There's no sort of overtaking happening just yet. There was a purple Mercedes just going absolutely mad. And it looks like it's too wide through the first corner for P1 and 2. And Hakon Roholt taking the lead through the first corner. And he's going to be fighting very hard to keep hold of that.
Oh, very clean start. Very clean start.
Yeah.
A couple of positions traded as cars have been forced wide for the first corner, but no contact that I've seen as yet. So they keep continuing around the racetrack. We've seen, I think Imre Horvath has lost a few positions, but he's building his way back up this track.
Yeah, he's really fighting back to regain those positions that he's lost at the start.
They're side by side as they come into whatever corner this is called. I can't remember.
The long left-hander.
I can't remember what this corner's called, but they were side by side, and he's managed to hold position in front of Henrik Nord.
This is the Porsche of Tom Tweedy just being forced a little wide and losing a couple of positions there, but a good exit out of that corner regains him one of those. Oh, that was almost almost a crash there for Christopher Kling. He manages to keep hold of that Ferrari though. And all our drivers happily driving in one line and fight for first. Hakan going defensive into the sharp left-hander, turn 2.
Look how close they are. He's bumper to bumper.
Although in this class it's probably more like aero device to aero device.
Yeah, there's not really much bumpers. There's
Yeah.
just, I mashed your splitter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so close though. He must be feeling that wake. He's got a windscreen full of car.
Yeah. Chris Wright got past Alex Nunez there in the first couple of laps, and now is really trying to put the pressure on to Mathieu Bernat as well. He's got some serious pace.
That's a bit too much pressure, Kiki.
That was actual physical pressure just instead of the mental one, but that is him falling down the field very far.
Yeah, and he collects Hakon and Matej to some degree, and Matej makes out with it, but the real winner is Alex Nunez.
Yeah, absolutely. He was just like, thank you very much, Chris. And it really put David Carter into the mix as well, because he's caught up to that leading pack, and now has the potential for an overtake into T1. Not quite.
Not quite close enough. Hakon's coming up the inside. Both hold on really well, but I think Hakon's got him.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hakon's definitely got him, and it was... You know, he tried to demonstrate the proper defensive strategy there the lap before by going inside, and Mathieu didn't follow his advice, so he just goes, I'm just going to go down the inside again.
Yeah, well... Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh no! Punterino.
Significant Punterino as well. For some reason, Dave White seemed to have been really slow there on the apex and just got rear-ended by Hugo Holgado.
Well, the stewards, I'm sure, will be looking at that after the race.
Oh, I'm sure. We didn't quite see enough of the incident to actually sort of play our little blame game. But yes, absolutely something the stewards will have a look at later.
Yeah, it looks to me like Alex Nunez is making off with it like he stole it.
Which he kind of did.
In a way.
In a way, yeah.
In a way. As Matej Barnat coming up the inside into turn 1, he's challenging Hakon, saying... Oh, challenge denied.
Yeah, challenge not accepted.
Why they're going. They're really just keeping every ounce of speed on.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the point. This is the kind of place where you will want to be cashing in your speed tokens as well. Because, you know, getting 3 off tracks, not really that big a deal. Losing a position and potentially, you know, what could be a significant portion of points for the championship later, bit more important.
Yeah, just a little bit. Let's see, Erwin, it's, Eichsma? Sorry, Erwin. Gets a position off Daniel Kowalski.
Yeah, there was a nice little fight there. And just down the inside did go that. Car.
Yes, car.
I've lost the ability to speak there for a second.
Yeah. Yes. I'm looking again at Hakon Roholt and Matej fighting for now second position.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
think we could.
looks like Mathieu got a much better run out of there. So we're gonna see if the slipstream and the combination of the a long straight is going to have an effect, and it doesn't. That McLaren
No.
just not quick enough.
No, apparently not enough to challenge the pure power of the Lamborghini. 3 wide.
Well, this could be going 3 wide, but...
No, 2 wide. Green, blue, and yellow cars all through there.
And Chris Wright fighting his way back up through the field after that mistake at the start.
Yes. And we see a Porsche, a Ferrari, and a Mercedes all battling away.
And Lamborghini included in there as well. The full representation of the grid, really. Well, nearly.
Yes. Well, it's going. So now we're getting a little bit quieter as the drivers have burnt through all the really grippy part of their tyre, and now they're just onto the kind of middling bit. And they don't quite have the grip they had at the start, so they can't push it as hard as they want to.
No, not quite, but at the same time, they will want to be pushing these tyres as hard as they can, because in the middle of the race, there's the pit stop still, and you change tyres in this championship, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder if we'll see any undercutting going on. Because if I was Mataj, I'd certainly be thinking about it.
Absolutely, yeah. You do have to consider the only thing... Oh, number 37. Drive through for track limits. That was Chase Goodall. Number 37 DT for track limits already after less than 10 minutes in the race.
He's certainly been finding the track limits and going well over them repeatedly.
And faster than his best performance through that sector as well. So, naughty boy.
Yes, it's always a relief whenever you cut a corner, you think you've cut a corner a bit too much, and it says to you, no time gained, and you don't know whether to be insulted or to be relieved. It's like, you could have done that faster, but you didn't.
Yeah. You fool.
How did you screw that up?
You know, the one thing that I have to give ACC is the track limits warnings are done actually in a really sensible way. Because if you have a look at something like either like the original Assetto Corsa or even iRacing, you get slammed for going off the track limits, whether you gain or not, and it can absolutely ruin your race. You know, just making a mistake can completely ruin your race in those games. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's fair. I think it's fair enough to say that, hey, you cut that corner, but you lost time. So there's no way you could have got an advantage from that, unless you slam the car in front of you, in which case we've got other penalty systems.
yeah, the tut naughty boy penalty system.
Lose your SA with you.
Yeah.
Now you're not allowed in certain servers.
And Chase Goodall saving that drive-through penalty. I think he's going to be going... He's just going to come out ahead of Anders Dahlbach, whose BMW seems to be really struggling for pace today in the race for some reason. And he was much closer to the 34s in the qualifying. Not quite managing to get there now.
Well, he just about gets in front of Chase Goodall, sorry. Let's see, so there's a race on. There's a race on. We're going motorsport racing.
Alex, we went to car racing.
Sorry?
Did we?
No, Michael, no.
That is so not fair. Oh. Changing position. Hakan Roholt now in P1 and being followed there by Maciej Bernat as well. And the fight for first.
Looks like there's a fight for second coming. What happened to Alex Nunes? He was well ahead.
I'm going to try to convince the camera to go back an appropriate amount of time. I think we're just coming up to the final corner where Alex Nunez must have made some sort of a mistake. He missed the apex run really deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah, it's so punishing in that corner. At the same time, Chase Goodall's just managed to make it past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's particularly with this caliber of driver, you know, that's it. You've gone deep in one corner. That's it. You lose your positions.
Yeah, the margins between them are so tight that the tiniest little mistake will just change the course of the race completely. Josh Wick's
like Josh.
slow.
Yeah, looks like he had a bit of a incident. Oh, that's a happy little slide.
Happy little slide. And an unhappy driver there, because his rear tyres are going to be boiling hot right now.
Yeah, screaming.
I was just imagining the tyres with little mouths just going, ah!
Well, like the goat scream, you know. I'm not going to do it because I can't.
No.
But,
No. Not without disturbing the neighbours, at least.
no, and my dog.
Yeah, poor dog.
Who will look at me and be like, "What are you doing? What's wrong? Why are you screaming?"
You freaking lunatic!
I was having a nice nap.
Dave White on the inside of turn 2. That seems to be a real hotspot for overtaking. And Matt Leyland just keeping the position there despite having a bit of a wobble off the rear. And you know, I'm a fan of wobbly rears, but he probably isn't in that Ferrari.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Just what with clips of a McLaren spinning out. A Ferrari. Yeah. You can tell it's getting a bit quieter in the race because we're starting to make bad jokes.
Yeah. It is still really tight between a lot of the drivers, so there's potential for action at any corner, every possibility. So don't go anywhere. Oh my god, Hakon.
that was Max Verstappen levels of deep. Just off into the distance.
Yeah, and I reckon that was a track cut penalty as well, because he did gain about 2/10 of lap time through there.
There's got to be. There
Got
has
to be.
Has to be. Has to be. Kristian. Has to be.
It simply must be.
Where are we going with our accents now?
I'm not quite sure.
Yorkshire.
Aye, pal. Oh. Terrible. Dave White finally just tried to make it through. Not quite. Not quite. I wonder what happened there.
Made it through and then some. He just, like, misses braking? Or what happens here? No, the braking's good. He just eats grass and,
Yeah.
This grass is not as good
Those
surface for braking.
Yeah, those hot, soft, flat tires work really well on, like, grippy asphalt. Not so well on grass.
Yeah. There's a reason we don't, go water sledding or sliding or anything on asphalt. It's not good for your skin.
Quite
And
grippy.
the reverse is true for racing cars. Grass, no bueno.
No. Well, at least not if you're trying to go fast.
No, if you're having fun and you're perhaps doing rallying, then yeah, go for it. But then you wouldn't be on slicks.
Yeah, that's true. Very different type of tire required for that type of motorsport and going quick on those surfaces.
I have to say, I think rally drivers are completely crazy.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely mental. Like the pace that they push the cars with on tracks that are barely wide enough to accommodate the car, just mental.
Yeah, and whenever you see them like coming up to cliff edges and they're like in a 3/4 left-hand drift going around a right-hander.
Yeah. And like the rear tire is just like nibbling the edge off the cliff, and you're just thinking, what the hell?
There's track limits, and then there's track limits.
Yeah.
And that's definitely falls into the latter. Oh, that's a lovely overtake.
Yeah.
Up the inside.
Just
Keep
up
it
the
nice
inside.
and tidy.
Yeah. That's how it should be done. Take note. Take note. I think at the same time there was a bit of an overtake here for Hugo Holgado on Matt Leyland.
Is he going to hold it up the inside? Looks like he does, but... Oh, yeah.
Just makes it through.
Nicely sealed off.
Another really beautiful sort of smooth pass, and then he
Oh, that's a bit of sausage, sir.
manages to keep pointing in the right direction, though, and that's really important there.
Well, it's very important to keep going
Yeah.
in a solid direction after that much sausage.
Yeah. Oh, and Dave White into the pits.
It's a fairly early pit stop. He's still got 3/4 of the race to go.
It is, but I wonder whether that off that he had in a little bit of contact has given him damage that he wants to fix on that car.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see how long he sits in the pits.
Absolutely.
But having started on pole position, this is not good news for him.
Whoa, what happened there?
It looked a bit like a bit of trading of paint, but I couldn't be sure. Could just be Porsche being Porsche.
I think it may have been Porsche being Porsche. I'm going to try to go back to see the cause of that that butt wiggle. He is really pushing the back of that Porsche. You can see it wants to oversteer, and then it just does.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic. It's well
Yeah.
avoided from the car next to him as well. Gave him the space to kind of go, I see you're having grip issues. I'm getting out of that, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Korowski here just not managing to keep the defensive line and letting Sean McCarthy through.
Oh, he's
Sam McCarthy, I
going to
think.
try and keep hold of it. Whether he does, he's left the inside open now. Oh, he's just about holding on. Just about.
Yeah, but the Porsche of Nathan Misiak has managed to get through, and he's probably quite happy to have Daniel between him and Sam.
Yeah, I bet he is. Bet he is.
What is betting? Sorry,
I
that's
don't know.
terrible joke. Oh, good God. Hit me. Oh? Caster's curse.
Caster's curse.
That's
a big slide.
That is evidence that it's real. Because he was fine as soon as we switched to him. Rear grip, bye.
Finala.
Yeah, that is 5 positions lost there for Nathan Mishak. He is... he's gone from being very happy to having a car between him and Sam McCarthy to now having 3, but in the opposite direction, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of slid again from the looks of things, just as you... Hello. That's a new aerodynamic development. Oof. Oof.
That's the reason that I switched, because I saw the yellow flags and I was just like, something's gone wrong.
That is not good for car.
No, he's going to be going straight past the pit lane. Hang on, what the hell? Number 31?
Number 31? Number 31 what?
Look!
There is no reason to be upset.
Do-do-do-do-do! Do! X-Files.
Da, 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 da. Matt Leyland. What's happened?
No! Oh, not another spin.
Oh.
You know, he's managed to keep it so many times. Oh, yeah, that was harsh off the car to snap like that.
Oh, there's a Hugo Holgado. There's also just span. I think we're seeing some drivers beginning to learn the meaning of slip.
Yeah.
As the tyres are... I wouldn't say that they're worn out, but I think they're definitely not at their peak anymore.
No.
And,
Yeah.
I think some drivers are just not accommodating that very well.
Absolutely seems to be the case, and the problem also is with this new tyre model, you do it once and it starts really chewing up the tyres when you've got them overheated, and then the graining sets in and the sort of wear starts accelerating. So as soon as you start making mistakes, your tyres just go, mate, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I think that's one of the advantages that open wheel drivers tend to have, is they can actually look at the tyres very briefly.
Yeah.
And go, oh, yeah, the front left's got a bit of a spot on it, or it's got some graining. I need to take it easier on right-hand turns or something like that.
Of course, not really a possibility with 10 tops.
Hip tops. Love that. Oh, that's a big wiggle.
And it's Nathan Mishak. He's had a spin as well, so I think it must be that tyre wear after sort of pushing the tyres really hard in an incident or something.
You're just going to have to take it a bit easier for a couple of laps. You don't want to spin out again and lose even more positions.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's probably just really counterintuitive. You want to get those positions back, but the worst thing you can do is push your tyres really hard.
Yeah, especially since they get really hot in the incident, your pressures are all out of whack. Maybe they're not even equal on the two different sides of the car. And the last thing a driver wants to do is slow down after making a mistake. So it's one of the challenges.
Yeah, hot news from the front of the field. David Carter makes his way past Alex Nunes.
Yeah.
The third position.
That was a lovely pass as well. It seemed pretty simple. It didn't seem like Alex Nunes was particularly fighting it very hard, but yeah, not sure.
Alex must be having some issues with the car, because he's gone from pulling away really quite aggressively. Maybe that is the issue. He was just a bit too aggressive in the first few laps once he got into pole, and his tyres are just not happy with him.
Yeah, entirely possible that that's the case. There's a little bit of lapped traffic there for Hakan Roholt to get through. And Matej Bernard had just a little bit of a sniff of a chance. And he's got a chance again.
No, he's going for it. He's going for it. I think they're side by side as they come into corner. Oh, he's backed out. He's backed out, but Hakon's gone super wide.
He's gone super wide. Oh, quite lucky that he wasn't alongside there for Hakan, but he manages to keep position. And that is also a stop and go 30 penalty for car number 83. That's Emily Ichika. And that is for speeding in the pits.
We've seen this before, cars having issues with speeding, but that's just most unfortunate for Emily.
Yeah, it is. It's the curse of the new track, it seems. It's you can do a lot of practice on the actual track, but quite often it feels like having the reset back to pits button makes you forget to practice the actual pit entry.
Very possibly. I mean, the other thing that might catch out drivers here is that the pit speed limit is 50 kph.
Yeah.
Instead of 80, as it is so often at many tracks. So you imagine you enter the pit lane at 80, you see the board on the left far too late, it's a big round 50, and you know, in slow motion just go, no, I need to slow the car down. Oh, there goes Matej.
And Now it's going to be the battle of the pit crews between him and Hakon.
Yeah, absolutely. And by that we mean getting your car in the right spot in the pit box. Because really that's what makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Interesting if he's taken any damage, because of course they were involved in that incident earlier, and there might have been a bit of superficial damage to the car.
Perhaps, yeah, and then it's going to be then it's also the question of, do you fix that damage, or is it affecting the car in a negative enough way for you to want to fix it, essentially? Because every second counts. And if you're sat in the pits for 3 seconds, then suddenly you've gone from P1 to P3, and you have to fight all of that back and risk getting more damage through that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll just see, his Matej has started moving after 34 seconds stopped, which is about right.
Yeah, and we're going to watch for what Hakon Roholt starts thinking, whether he's got a couple more laps in him, or whether he's going to be going into the pits as soon as possible to cover off Matej's attempt at sort of mini undercut.
Yeah, well, and he goes into the pits. He's going straight in. He's not letting that undercut happen for any more than 1 lap. So it's going to be live now. I have to see how he does against Matej, as Matej makes his way around the track. He's getting held up by some traffic.
Oh!
Oh, that's a lot of sausage cups to be taking there.
Yeah, he got quite lucky that he didn't lose control there, I think. But he did get past ND8s there.
Yeah, and he's coming round now. He's quickly approaching Sector 3. And Hakon is still sitting stationary in the pits. He's got another 20 seconds or so to go. This is going to be close.
Oh, absolutely.
Hakon's still not moving. He's got 3 seconds. He's moving. He's got 2 seconds faster than Matej was in the pit box.
Now,
whether that's going to be enough, I don't know.
Yeah, and there he goes out of the pits, and that's a significant amount in front of Matej. That is 2.5 seconds after they pick up speed. So somewhere, somehow, Hakon's managed to pull 2.5 seconds up onto Matej for the...
Yeah, I think it was all in the time stopped. Matej was stopped for 34, Hakon stopped for 32. There's your 2 seconds.
Yeah. And I wonder whether that could have been a little bit of damage repair.
It could well have been. It's all the difference it makes.
Yeah. Natan Mishak serving his drive-through penalty for track limits here.
It's always frustrating that those kind of penalties where you gotta go through the pit stop. You're not allowed to collect new tires or fuel.
Yeah.
Just drive through slowly. Have all the pit crew point and laugh at you. And then off you go.
Pass go. Do not collect £200.
Yes, exactly. Imre Horvat's got to be feeling pretty good. He's in first.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've seen an Audi in first position. Well, I say a long time. Since the last patch, basically. But because that Audi's a quick car.
I think most cars are quick. I think people, for one, they see the new car and they want to drive it. For
Absolutely, yeah.
I fully understand. And also, they tend to be pretty good when they've just been released.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see over time. We'll see some people going back to their old staples now that they've had their fun and they decide actually.
Sure. Oh, unnecessary double tap there.
Well, you got to make sure they're dead.
Yeah, that's true. Matt Leyland just getting tapped there on the inside by Team Minicus.
It looks like we're starting to see the last of the late pitters.
Yeah, Vyacheslav Bespilotov seems to be the last person at the top of the field who has not pitted just yet. ND8's also still wanting to keep that high position for as long as he can.
Yeah, he's holding out there. He's going on the bet of I want the fresher tyres towards the end. Still not convinced there's a right answer as yet. We've seen some very bold strategies. Some people leaving tyres until very near the end. Some people going in the pits within the first 10 laps.
Yeah, it's all about trying to figure out where you can gain that time. And if you're stuck in traffic, you might as well get the new tires on, put yourself in a bit of a clear track and just hammer in the laps and try to make the positions at that point.
Yeah, of course, but it's always a hard judgment call. I've definitely seen some drivers go for an early pit stop with that exact idea in mind, and the track is so short, like Zolder, that they come out in traffic.
Yeah.
At which point, that must be incredibly frustrating. It's
yeah.
Like, oh, this doesn't work at all. This is worse.
Yeah, I've made it worse. Alex Nunez just managed to get past Imre Horvath there. And also managed to place Chase Goodall in between him and Imre there to get a little bit of space there, for a little bit of breathing space. The gap has gone down to 1.1 seconds, so that's going to be interesting to watch for the rest of the race.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Mate, of course, was going for the undercut because I think he was convinced he could get past him and get away. Because it didn't work. But if he keeps his performance up with his last lap being, so just wait for him to cross the line, so I'm going to talk about relevance, being a little bit quicker than Hakon's. Of course he did. I think he cashed in a speed token because it was invalid.
Perhaps. But still, a smaller number is better number in the world of motor racing.
Yes. Unless it's fuel.
Yeah?
Well, it depends on how small the number is, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. If it's the number of trophies in your trophy cabinet, it's probably not a good idea to have a small number either.
No. Number of tyres remaining on the car. It's also not good if it's small.
Yeah, I think you want to be sort of aiming for the 4 there.
Yeah.
Tire pressure close to 0, also probably not a good idea.
No, that's not great. That also coincides with the previous discussion as well. What else? Amount of brake pad left. Yeah, that's not good if it's a small number. Yeah. What else?
Your IQ when overtaking?
Yeah. Number of drivers in the car.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Yeah. It's not good if it's big, but it's also really not good if it's 0.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder at what point, or if any, there'll be ever any point at which point we just go, we'll just let the AIs compete.
Yeah. I think that would be fascinating and really interesting to see how different programs sort of race each other. But I expect it would end in absolute and utter carnage really quickly.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
No, not quite.
But what I think in that case, it wouldn't really be about the drivers, because we wouldn't. There's no way to relate really.
Yeah.
But it'd be really cool to see what you can do with a race car when you don't have to deal with a human in it.
Yes. Yeah, of course, humans are famously soft and squishy. So...
Yeah, they don't cope with G-force very well.
Yeah, imagine the amount of braking force that you could put on some of these cars if you didn't have to deal with a human inside.
Yeah, the lateral grip as well. The amount of just grip you could put on the car, because it wouldn't need to accommodate a driver's neck.
Yeah.
Could be amazing. Though, of course, I think there'll be a point where it'll be like, we can't deal with the fact that these cars are going around so fast. You know, we've got so much safety equipment around the track, and it's not enough.
Yeah. Easy solution, do it at the Nordschleife.
Yes, we're sorry that the AI race car drove into your house, and its response was to continue attempting to make it back to the track.
Yeah. We will refund you the cost of your entire house.
Mm. What do you mean, priceless family heirloom?
Yeah.
Running a little wide there as goes through the corner. Who's he battling there?
That's the battle of Matt Leyland and Travis Minikis for 22nd position.
The Battle of the Ferraris.
The Battle of the Ferraris. And it's been going on for quite a long time. We've seen them come together as well, so...
Ah, these drivers, they come together and they move apart. It's such as life.
Yeah.
We're always seeing much more action. We're seeing Matej Barnett. He's come down to 0.6 seconds behind Hakan Roholt. So the next question now is, can Hakan Roholt hang on for 22 minutes?
Can he hold on in the Huracan? Oh.
No. No. Thinking about it. Not enough. Not enough speed yet.
Not enough speed. No, he really tried to push as well, so he got a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the final corner there and compromised his exit onto the main straight.
Yeah, but he's come down to 0.4 seconds. I think he is definitely going to be piling on the pressure now onto Hakan.
Yeah.
Whether he can make it past before his tyres just kind of say, nah, it's not happening. He's trying everything. He's trying to sell him a dummy.
Hakan's probably thinking, no mate, I'm too old to have a dummy.
Yeah, something like that. But you'll try anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Anything you can do to throw the other driver off at this point is very welcome.
Would you like this? It's nice and chewy. It makes you feel nice and safe.
Comforting.
Comforting. Yes. Don't think about the driving.
No. Or, alternatively, think about the driving so hard that you're going to forget about the braking zone.
Yeah, yeah. Just accelerate. No brake. Accelerate only.
Loud pedal go.
Loud pedal go, indeed. And while that's happening, we've got Alex Nunes has caught up with David Carter, and he's saying, I would like that third place back, mate.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to be pushing for as well. It's the battle of the front engine cars.
It's nice that they've put themselves in neatly organised groups, isn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that as well.
Tickles the organisation part of your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We put the back ends together, and we put the front ends together, and this starts sounding really sexual. Has ND8
Desperately
had another drive-through? Or am I confusing it with someone else?
I'm not sure if he's already had a drive-through before, but he definitely has one now, that's for sure.
Yeah, and through a horrific twist of fate, that would put David White back in first in class. He's been right through the board. He's been last, and he's made his way back up, and looks like he finished first again.
You know, I really like that pink colour on that Iron Dames liveried car. That's
Yeah.
It's bold. You can see it from everywhere.
It does. It is bold, and it helps us in the commentary booth because it helps us realise which car you are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, could be. I mean, it could be worse. Could have every car painted black.
Yeah, we could be Michael Stevens and not download the liveries.
Yes.
It's a joke that probably goes over the heads of many of Face Motorsports.
Yeah, they're like,
watchers.
Who's that? But somehow, some way, we've managed to slip him into another broadcast when he's not even on the track.
Not even on the track. Or not even on the golf course.
Oh dear, we're running out of content, ladies and gentlemen, so Dad's Go Sim Racing is slipping into this broadcast as well.
Well, the content is definitely shaping up to be there because we've got so many cars sort of within 0.3, 0.5 seconds of each other. It's just that nobody's attempting an overtake.
I know, and I'm willing Alex Nunes to just get there, try it,
Just fucking send it.
Just send it up the inside, go for it.
Come from the land down under. Just fucking send it, mate.
That is not an Australian accent.
It isn't.
No. One, it doesn't involve the C word.
Mate. No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
No, let's not do that on a broadcast.
No. Oh.
Oh. Hello.
What's happened here? Matt Leyland makes it past Josh Wicks, and then Josh Wicks, under attack by Travis Minicus, doesn't run as wide as Travis was expecting.
No, and I think they're both quite lucky. They didn't spin out and synchronized pirouette. I tell you what also is going on. We're seeing now a battle for second. For first, for third, and for fifth, as Henrik Nord is looking to take the position away from Imre Horvath. Yeah.
We'll get it right eventually, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. Now, if the battle for first gets heated and starts getting properly slow in lap times, probably not that big a deal. 20-second gap to the next pair behind them. But there's only 2.2 seconds between the battle for third and the battle for fifth. So if one of them starts getting properly sort of side-by-side action and that stuff, we might get a bit more involvement for P3. Which I, for one, would love to see.
Yeah, four-way battle for third. That's what I love about these races. You know, you can have a bit of a downtime and then suddenly all the drivers are battling for positions again.
Yeah, Erwin H. Smart. Oh! Lucky there to not hit the tyre barriers there. But also very unlucky. And I'm not quite sure. Maybe he just put the edge of his wheel onto the grass, resulting in a big spin.
Oh, I might be calling a bit early, but I think we might be seeing a move brewing. No, backs out. Come on.
Yeah, the teabag wasn't quite ready for that one just yet.
No, just go for it. I mean, it's all well and good. I'm sitting here in the commentary booth. He's currently in fourth. He doesn't want to muck that up, but I'm just thinking, just go for it. Entertain me. That was a nice little rear wiggle.
Yeah, and that is Travis Minicus through. And that T2 overtaking spot once again. Once again being shown.
I wonder if there's a lack of grip on those green patches, because it wasn't until he touched it that he went on a bit of a wiggle.
It's entirely possible. I have no idea what they're actually made of. Whether it's painted tarmac or... because in some cases it is AstroTurf as well, so...
I would expect if it was AstroTurf, they wouldn't be able to go as wide as they're going.
Yeah, probably not.
I think it is painted tarmac, because if they were going that wide into turn one on AstroTurf, I don't think it would be quicker. I think they'd be spinning out.
I think you're right.
Collecting marbles.
Yeah, those hot tires, they actually get quite sticky at the temperatures that the cars are sort of pushing them to. So the marbles just go, okay, sort of embed themselves.
Okay, we ruin your grip.
Yeah.
That's one of the features I do like about ACC is it does simulate the marbles. So as the race gets longer and longer, you know, going offline becomes more and more punishing.
Yeah, and there's more mess around the track visually as well, which is nice to see. And the cars get dirtier and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a gaggle now in for 8th as Chris White made his way past Ballas Ferrer. And Sam McCarthy is defending Chris White, Ballas, and... Oh, I don't know if Valencia Bespilotov is included in that.
Not quite. He's a little way back, but Daniel Kurowski is the man leading the train. He's the conductor.
He is the conductor. Will he stay the conductor for 12 more minutes?
I'm sure he's hoping to. Erwin Ijsma with a drive-through for exceeding the track limits one too many times.
And of course, these drivers are fighting for lead in the silver class, so to them, I imagine this is very important.
Yeah, this is effectively a fight for P1 as much as Hakan and Mate's fight is for them.
Oh, well, that is a segue. There's an excellent segue there.
Yeah. Put 2 wheels on me and balance me on it. Like a Segway.
Too right. Yet they were down to 0.1 of a second, a whole tenth between them, and they've backed up again as we started watching them. So we'll go back to the silver class.
Yeah. We'll go back to the silver class as this this train is moving very quickly around the track, but there's no changes in the seating order for now. Although, as I say that, Chris Wright got a fantastic run there. The straight just wasn't long enough.
No, and pressure is really starting to build. We come into 11 minutes remaining. Final 10 minutes coming very soon. Probably the last 4 laps of the race for these drivers. Or so.
Something like that? And I've just seen, if you look at the forecast, the drivers will be thinking, oh god, thank fuck for that the race is ending.
Yes, 30 minutes, rain.
Yep.
Tier 5.
Yes, I'm sure they're all very happy that the fact they're having not have to deal with that.
Yeah, because that's a whole different ball game. Especially around a track that you've not really had the chance to practice in the wet conditions.
Quick, ready the wet setup.
Yeah.
We don't have a wet setup. Crap.
Yeah, that's what your setup is going to be for the wet weather.
Yeah. Slippy. It'll be slippy.
Daniel Kurowski has managed to open up a gap to the next 2 drivers in the silver class, Sam McCarthy and Chris Wright, who are still fighting for that position.
Oh, up the inside, pokes Chris White. He's got another left-hander coming up, but he's not managed to hold the lead, and Sam McCarthy nicely covers it off.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Wright has started in the lead of the silver class in what I want to say is 4th position. Then there was an incident that made him fall significantly back during the race, and now he's still fighting to get onto the podium. So what a drive from him, regardless of, you know, whether or not it will work out in the end.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Of course, it's always gut-wrenching when they do make the mistake and they set themselves back, but to get back into that contention by the end of the race is always a great recovery drive.
Yeah, and it really shows the tenacity of the driver if they can do that as well.
Yeah, and the fact that they've got the consistent pace as well. It's one thing to set one lap and qualify into that position, but it's another thing to show that you can do it lap after lap after lap, and you really do deserve to be there.
Absolutely, and it's so easy to lose concentration and make a small mistake in, you know, what will effectively be, what, a roughly 35 lap race, 36 lap race?
Yeah, there's just not enough time now at this point in the race to make a mistake, of course.
Yeah.
Early in the race, that's when it's, I mean, that's least punishing. You can recover, but now any mistake is, that's it, really. We've got, 1 minute 30 per lap. We've got 8 minutes left. That's just under 10, possibly 9 or 8 laps to go.
Something. A number of laps.
That. Yeah.
I can't.
Wait, 7. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Couple more laps. Couple more laps. Yeah.
Less than 10.
More than 1.
Yes. Well, we're seeing some action here coming into the final corner of the track. Oh, that was very close to contact.
Yeah, Chase Goodall in that slipstream behind the Ferrari, who then moves over to provide slipstream for the other Ferrari. Team orders.
I don't know about team orders because the second Ferrari's gone very wide.
Yeah,
Chase
not
Goodall's
quite.
managed to come up the inside.
And Josh Wicks losing out.
Yeah, and seeing... I mean, I think that was a classic case of watching the car in front of you too intently and missing your braking point.
Yeah. Of course, it does get tricky as you are closer to the car to actually spot your braking point as well. So, yeah, sometimes it just happens, isn't it? Small mistakes creep into our driving, and it's only the best that can avoid doing them.
Yeah, and Tom Tweedy in P13 is looking to get past Christopher Kling. And Chris is so adamant that Chris is faster than you. Is he faster than Tom Tweedy?
We're going to find out. Oh, that was a big run over the sausage curbs. Tim's really, really pushing that... Tom's really pushing that Porsche to try and get past.
Yes, he is. And I'm sure he's looking to get that final position. He's managed to come right up to Christopher.
Chase Goodall in the meantime on the inside of that corner. Oh,
hello. They're all getting involved. They're all getting involved.
They're all getting involved. And of course, this is a fight for position between two drivers. Tom Tweedle on the inside.
Tweedy.
Sorry, Tweedy. Tweedle. Stupid me. And there he goes. And Christopher just runs a little wide, which allows Tom through.
Yes. And I can't see the name Tweedy without thinking of the film Chicken Run. I'm so sorry, Tom. The chickens are revolting. Finally, something we can agree on.
Oh, good God.
He's really working his way up the field now, Mr. Tweedy.
Yeah, but they... Oh no, that's penalty for car 15, and Natan Misyak is getting a drive-through for not respecting the track limits.
Run out of speed tokens. That's really going to hurt this point of the race.
Yeah, it is, because once again, like you said before, just no time to recover from that, no time to regain those positions. That really hurts at this point of the race.
Yeah, it's, of course, Natan has already been in the pits twice. He's going to have to go again.
Yeah. Unlucky.
There's still this massive battle for first. Oh, imagine it's quite sweaty in these two guys' sim rigs right now.
Yeah, because they've been glued to each other practically the entire race, apart from that one lap where Mate has made a pit stop one lap before Hakon. And then Hakon's like, no, I want to be close to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm in one of these situations, I blink less.
Yeah.
Because I'm concentrating so hard, so my eyes are just dry as a desert. I can't imagine that these two drivers, you know, even if they're VR, they must be like, oh, I need eye drops.
Yeah. Of course, in VR, putting eye drops in your eyes. Yeah, good luck with that.
We see one of these drivers crash, it's because they've finally had enough.
And Chris Wright, it's that turn 2 overtaking opportunity again on the inside into turn 3 in that left-hander. Oh, but great defense from Sam McCarthy, who's just managed to keep that position for now.
Don't think it's over.
It definitely
I don't think it's
is
over.
not.
They're going side by side again. He's just got the inside position as Sam McCarthy. He's going to have the inside position on the next corner as well. And the next one.
Oh,
and they've collided.
They've collided, and that's damage there for Vyacheslav Bespilotov in the Mercedes as well. And Sam McCarthy's going to be unhappy with that. Hakon Ruppelt's in the pits.
What, he's in the pits?
He's in the pits.
What? Why?
Why is he in the pits?
God, why? What have you done? Has he run out of fuel? Has he run out of fuel?
He must have. He must have run out of fuel.
Mate is just rubbing his hands together, being like, yeah, sweet position, first position, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Hakon. I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this.
Oh, yeah. I thought we'd missed a major overtake, and then we see him in the pits.
Yeah.
That's gotta be it's a horrible position to be in, of course, as well, because you have no room to let off.
No.
There is no ability to just take it easy when you've got a car glued to your wrist, your diffuser.
He probably thought that he could get away with it, and then saw, oh, I literally just do not have enough fuel for that one last lap. Because he's been pushing too hard.
The second race in a row where we've seen a driver struggle with fuel.
Yeah.
Give it a final push.
Absolutely, and that gives Mate, effectively a glorious victory lap. With a 25-second behind.
He's home free and easy. He can put his eye drops in now.
Yeah, he can just cruise to the finish now. No need to push, just enjoy the fruits of the labor that you have put in over the last 60 minutes.
Yeah, I can even see his lap time's gone down by about a second. He's not worrying. He's free and easy. He's on the home... Well, he's not quite on the home straight, but you know what I mean.
He's on the home stretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
David Carter's 25 seconds behind, and we see another driver's got a drive-through penalty. That's...
Number 31, Hugo Holgado. That's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt a lot.
Of course, he's now got two options. He either goes into the pits and hopes that the drive-through actually, counts, or he just finishes the race and takes the however long the penalty is. I believe it's something like 45 seconds, maybe 60 seconds added to your race time.
Well, it's not really anything you can do about that, is there?
Yeah. And through the final corner and across the line under the checkered flag goes Mathieu Bernat for the second race in a row. Great commanding drive from him again. That's That's really something.
We're just watching Daniel Kowalski, who's managed to hold on as leader of the train, as the Carnage has ardently come up behind
Yeah.
him. Unless, of course, not to jinx it, unless, of course, Chris White finds a move.
Oh, that wasn't the same fight, but oh my god, that was a mad last corner there, and I think it's a driver that's run out of fuel as well. Daniel Karofsky manages to keep that one. Yeah,
Who is that? Who is that last driver?
I think that's Natan Mishak. Hugo Holgado taking that 30-second penalty, but Natan Mishak...
It is Natan.
Just ran out of fuel and lost like 3 or 4 positions there, right in the final corner. Oh. That is unlucky.
Yeah, the driver's really struggling with the fuel. I know Natan had to take a drive through, or so.
Yeah. So he must have been really pushing, because that would have... Whoa!
Well, what a race. What a race.
What a race. Right.
Good drama.
Have a quick look. Just trying to figure out who actually finished the individual classes in first place, because I don't know.
I think it was Mate Bermat for the pros, Daniel Kowalski for the silvers, and I mean, last time I looked, it was Daniel White for the bronzes.
Yeah, I think so, David White. Yeah. Right. I don't know if we're going to have any people coming in for a chat, but I'm going to post a quick message if anybody wants to come in.
Well, let's see. I can see that Daniel D. White's in the voice chat.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to be happy to be put in. So I'm just going to put a nice background in for your interview. Turn off the in-game commentator and disappear, because I've needed a wee for the past 45 minutes.
fuel tool, and it said like I have 9 laps left, so more than enough. Yeah, prepare your fuel. I don't know how this can happen. Okay, maybe it happened once to me as well.
Well, congratulations on your class win. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we throw you back into the racing channel?
Yeah, as I said, a lot of people in the silver class sandbagging. Nice try, guys. Didn't work out this time.
Any questions you'd like to ask, Kristian?
Do it.
No, actually, I'm quite happy, and since I wasn't actually here to listen to the questions because I was off having a very an emergency, I don't know what was asked. Sorry.
No worries.
But yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Daniel. We look forward to seeing you at the next race.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the class win. Well done.
Thanks.
Well,
Oh god.
I think we're good. I think the drivers are now going in to review all the crashes from the race.
Yeah, definitely, and there's not been too many. I think that was a fairly clean race. There was a couple of incidents that we were witness to, but nothing ridiculous. No giga turn 1 incidents, I'd say.
No Giga Turn 1 incidents indeed. So it's been a very good race at Valencia today, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, and speaking of the rest of the season, great segue there, set me up there. We will see you next week, next Sunday 18th at Kott. One of my favourite tracks in the game, I have to say.
Oh, there's always plenty of action at Kott. I love Kott.
Yeah, great track. Really tricky with the track limits as well. It's gonna be a fantastic race, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's been Valencia. I've been Alex. That's been Kristian. And we wish you good night.